Hey folks, Stone Abroad here. It's been a while. I'm not going to deny that. One of the things they tell you is that, you have to do regular content. But, I'm going to get real with y'all. If you can give me a few minutes to do that. I mean, I know this is YouTube and this is weed and this is kind of informational and fun but I've been having a rough time lately. Aside from my chronic pain issues, which we've talked about here before, I also have both major and chronic depression that I live with. Major depression means that you get really badly depressed sometimes and occasionally lose your shit basically, and for no reason, because that's the important part, right? It's major depressive disorder means that there's no real thing setting you off. And I also have what's now known as chronic depressive disorder, which means I'm kind of always a little bit on the bummed out side compared to everybody else. And one of the things I use MMJ for is, frankly, the euphorics tend to counteract that chronic depression a lot, as well as being enough to keep a major depressive incident at bay if I stay stoned long enough. I know I've tweeted it at least once on Twitter, is that, hey, I'd rather be fucking stoned than suicidally depressed. And if people think that's a bad choice, well, I can only suggest that they try to walk a few miles in the shoes of somebody who's had chronic depression for their entire life. Try it. It's fun. But aside from that, haven't sold a painting in a while. Funds are getting kind of tight. Unfortunately, as my tolerance for cannabis grows slowly, and I'm doing what I can to keep my tolerance as low as possible, as I can for a daily user anyway. So I really am just hemming and hawing all over the place today, and that's just not the weed, that's just my brain. So the harder a time I have getting a strong strain of cannabis that I know works for my particular constellation of problems, the more of, I don't want to say lesser strains, but certainly different strengths, different terpenes, different profiles for what they help with, means I go through more of it. Now that's not a problem unless you are, like me, not covered for this medication, because Ontario Disability and Support Pensions, ODSP, does not cover cannabis. And as far as I know, that is in large part because Health Canada has not yet given it a code for any use codes that doctors use to put on the prescriptions. So basically what's going on is Health Canada has not 100% cleared the use of cannabis for specific things, and they need to hurry up. I mean, seriously, I know we need to have testing done, but there are, in this case, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people in Ontario who are having to choose every month between food and rent and medication. And let me tell you, I like my food. I'm not going to deny that. I'm a cook for fun, and I enjoy food. But the choice between eating and pain that's not a fun decision to have to make. Right now we've got about a week before our disability comes through again with our monthly payment, and and we're short on the rent this month because of what I needed to get. And I'm sitting here right now, and I just want you guys to see. Again, I've been going through a lot of stuff this lately because of the crazy amount of thunderstorms we've had here in Ontario, so it's been hard to plan as well. But let's see if I can get that on camera. See that? That's all I've got left. That's it. That's got to last me for a week until the end of the month. Here's my little one hitter. And here it goes. Now the reason why I tell stories like this is, believe it or not necessarily because I want free stuff. Although I started making YouTube videos right before they killed the advertisement to all of the cannabis related content on YouTube, in hopes that I would be able to make a little bit of money on the side in order to help pay for this. That was probably the leading factor in my finally getting over my intense distaste of cameras and what I look like on film and starting this project. So, since that's really logically not going to happen anymore, even established YouTubers are starting to, weedtubers are starting to feel the pinch at this point in some places. Props out to Strain Central, who's been out here doing this for right from the first crest of the wave, and you know, keep hanging in there, bro. We're you know, we're gonna keep fighting the fight. But what I do this for, and why I talk about the lack of funds and complain about ODSP and whinge and bitch and moan about everything, is not because I really expect anybody to send me anything, because I don't. Although I've just been notified that I won a draw for some isolate fund that I've been entering contests for all over the place, so we're gonna have to try and get a rig for that. But again, I don't mean to tell you these things because I want stuff. I tell you these things because I want people to understand why this is important, and that the struggle, you know, it's so fucking cliche, but the struggle is real. No, not everybody is doing this for fun. Although, you know, we're not going to deny that it feels good, because that would just be idiocy. Some of us have genuine friggin' issues that we can use this stuff for. So I'm gonna blaze up the last of my weed with you guys for the next week or so, and because I've gotten some encouraging words lately from some folks out there in the community. And Aaron, I love you, baby. You're so fucking cute. But it's hard. It's hard. It is not easy. You know, people think that, you know, once you get on disability and, oh, you know, it's all fun and games of sitting on the sofa all day. Except for, like, right now I'm sitting on the floor because, frankly, the sofa is actually causing more back pain than it's helping with. It's probably going to go out to the trash, but I don't want to think about that right now. And I'm sure you don't want to hear it. So what I'm talking, why I do all of this talking is largely because so many people don't understand what it's like having been the person who falls between the cracks. You know, I don't mean to take away from anybody else's, you know, importance or rights or anything, but, you know, there's not a lot of places to go for help when you're just poor white woman living in medium levels of disability. Especially if you don't like going to the religious organizations, which is a thing of mine. But here I am sitting here waiting for the universe to sort itself out, and in the meantime I'll keep balancing my broken eyeglasses on my face until we can get ODSP to recognize that you can't authorize lenses every 2 years but frames every 3. It makes no fucking sense. And so, salute my friends, and cheers from the Stoner Broad, who's still thinking about you guys. I share with you the last of my joy until next week when I get some good stuff in again.